Want to give a big welcome to Fort Worth, Texas. This is the Texas Motor Speedway, and you're live on the Iron Thunder Racing Network with the Iron Thunder Racing League Premier Series. First few cars heading out onto the Speedway right now for their qualifying effort here tonight. Appreciate everybody for tuning in as we get ready to do battle here at Texas Motor Speedway. The Badass Welder 200. 26 cars signing in tonight. Get you coverage of qualifying. Just a moment. Still in round of 8. Sean Bounty coming in tonight, your points leader. And we'll take a look at Sean Bounty in that downward Toyota Camry. As the sun starts to set here in Fort Worth. Jackson Allen quick time so far. Sean Bounty not quite enough for 29.227. He'll be second quickest in that 34 machine. Patrick Langley in the 78. Out on the Speedway. Matt Cherry quick enough for third spot. Josh Ball, another playoff contender. Fourth fastest at 29.337. Looking out on the Speedway for any coming out on the Speedway, another playoff contender, 7th in points, 44 points back. Take a look at the 66. Footwear screen printing Chevrolet of John Garrett. Jackson Allen still holding the quick time. Garrett, fourth fastest. 29.250. Ray Rittenhour to the top of the board. 29.176. 29.176 for the 87 of Raymond Rittenhour as he slows on the back straightaway. One of two JCOM entries. Still inside the Elite 8. This will be about 26 seconds left here. Ball. Like the 87 of Raymond Rittenhour will take home fast time. A 29176 for Raymond Rittenauer. As the cars start to line up on the grid. Stages coming tonight at 35 and 75. 134 laps make up the distance. Getting ready to set the grid here. Top 10 for you. Waiting on our leader to grid here. Now the grid, the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer, your pole sitter. Starting on the inside of row number 1, it'll be the 91 West Virginia native of Jackson Allen. Inside row number 2, starting in the 3rd spot, will be the 34 of Sean Bounty. To his outside, starting in the 4th spot, will be the 48 of Matt Cherry. Starting in the 5th position, we find the 66 Fort Worth Screen Printing Machine of John Garrett. Starting in the 6th position, the Amsoil 09 of Dave Matson. Starting in the 7th position, will be the 52 of George Belfons Jr. Starting 8th in the Nationwide 88 machine, we'll find Josh Ball. Starting in the 9th position, the 06 Young Buck, Florida native of Storm Patterson. And your 10th position, the 74 Country Time Ford Mustang, it'll be Brian Workman, as the field slowly rolls out of turn number 4. Raymond Rittenauer getting ready to drop the hammer, waiting for the green from the flag stand. Green flag is out. The Badass Welder 200 is underway here from Texas Motor Speedway, Fort Worth, Texas. 134 laps will make up the distance. Off into turn number 1. Raymond Rittenauer, your leader, down the back straightaway. Cars jucking and jiving back there, back in the field. Raymond Rittenauer, we're going to come out of turn 4. He's going to lead the first lap here at Texas Motor Speedway. One car all the way up the racetrack, the 09 of Dave Matson. To the 48 of Matt Cherry in the lift source. Live source Chevrolet working above. 34 Sean Bounty. 66 of John Garrett going to look to his inside as they roll off into turn number 3. Matt Cherry will slam the door as he pulls down to the white line. Lap 4 up on the board as a battle for the second spot. Here comes Sean Bounty in that 34 machine. He'll move to the bottom side. Oh, slipping up the racetrack is the 48 of Cherry. He'll have to get out of the gas to avoid contact with that 91 of Dave Matson. 91 of Jackson Allen, Belfons Jr. now challenging to the inside. He'll bring along Dave Matson as they work their way through the trioval. Matt Cherry slipping back. He'll pull down on the 09 of Dave Matson. They'll be side by side. They come out of turn 2. Door handle to door handle. 3 wide momentarily. As Josh Ball is on the move, he'll look to the inside of Matson. Ball and Matson, they battle as they work their way out of turn number 4. Now Storm Patterson in the 6 machine. New colors on that ride as he works underneath the 09 of Dave Matson, the Tabor Group. Ford Mustang. Matson challenge, battling back hard from the challenge from Patterson on the bottom. Patterson bobbles just a bit. He'll pull back tire even with the rear quarters. Now they're side by side. That lap gonna go to the 6 of Storm Patterson. John Garrett gonna look to follow him through as they move along. Now back to the front momentarily. Raymond Rittenauer and that J-Com Chevrolet still leading. 34 is Sean Bounty lurking in the wings. 91 of Jackson Allen under pressure from the 52 of George Belfons Jr. Belfons will clear him at the line as 8 laps of the 134 on the board. 48 of Cherry now back on the hunt. He'll try to work his way around the inside of the 91 of Jackson Allen. Allen will shut the door in turn number 3. Allen will hold on to the 4th spot. We put lap 9 on the board this time by. Good look at the Belfons Racing 52 Ford Mustang. And Matt Cherry back on the charge. He'll go back to attacking that 91 of Jackson Allen. Allen too strong down the back straight away. Let's work our way back through here. Still taking a look at the 52. Here goes a look at the 15 of Tressenot, Chase Contender. Currently running in the 20th spot. You'll have Dan Haff and Sam Green. And the 33 Wilson Farms machine of Josh Cully working out his back door. 27 of Manning Gregor in that Texaco Ford Mustang. He and Alex Bottom in the 86 battle for the 18th spot. Is the 6th place driver, the 6th Tabor Group of Storm Patterson, Florida native. And the 09 of Dave Matson battling as Alex Bottom and Manning Gregory still in a fight for that 18th spot. Four cars, door handle to door handle. Side by side is Alex Bottom will retain the 18th spot. Sam Green now going to challenge the 27 of Gregory to the inside. Green going to drop below on the apron, gets that car upset just enough to break the momentum, but he'll go back to the charge through the trioval here. clearing the Menon Gregory machine. 33 of Josh Kelly going to make his way through as well now. 21 of Sam Green going to go to work on Alex Bottom along with a 33 of Josh Kelly. They'll make quick work of the Bottom Toyota. Alex Bottom finds himself in a 3-spot free fall. That's a 27 of Gregory. 21 of Sam Green and Josh Kelly both make quick work of the 35 of Sawyer Ox, Fort Worth Screen Print Chevrolet. Now the 33 of Kelly. He'll take the position from the 21 of Sam Green. They work through the trioval. Good look at the Fort Worth Screen Printing. 35 Chevrolet Camaro of Sawyer Ox. Currently scored in the 19th position. Let's check back in with your leaders. 87 of Raymond Rittenauer, still leading. 14, make it 15 laps led this time by. Sean Downey rides in that second spot. 52 of George Bell Bonds Jr. riding in the third spot. Matt Cherry trying to hold on to the fourth spot. He's under pressure. The 09 Amsoil machine of Dave Matson. Matson now about a car length and a half back. He'll pull within a car length into turn number 1. 17 with a 134 complete, 118 circuits left. Stays on one full end on lap 35. So 9 of Dave Matt will take over the 4th spot. Josh Ball riding right behind the 6th place driver of Storm Patterson. '78 of Patrick Langley to the inside of Jackson Allen, who continues his free fall to the 9th spot. Give 8 to Patrick Langley in the 78. Jackson Allen all over the back deck lid of that 78 machine. Back to the front. Car lengths separate. First and second make it 3 now. Dave Matson like he. Oh, Belfons Jr. all the way down to the apron. He goes for the 2nd spot. He'll look underneath Sean Bounty. Here comes the 09 of Dave Matson. He'll follow through and all the way back. To the 4th spot goes 34 of Sean Bounty. Trying to hang on to the 3rd spot. Can't quite hang on. He'll drop to the 4th spot. Belfons Jr. making a bid for that top spot. Top 3 now. Throw a blanket across him. Belfons looks to the outside, brings it back to the inside. Looking for a way around that podium. Lucky Dogs Doggy Daycare 87 of Raymond Rittenauer, your leader. who has led for the drop of the green flag. Now Belfons Jr. looks to the inside, or excuse me, the 09 looks to the inside of Belfons Jr. Belfons Jr. shuts the door in the corner number 3. Will stay single file, top 5 cars on the field. Leaders coming up on slower traffic ahead, about halfway down the back straightaway. We'll find the 29 of Elaine Hughes. First car in danger of going a lap down here. We get ready to put 25 laps on the board. She'll try to stay. We'll go through pit road to avoid, as Belfons Jr. puts it off in the grass, drops 2 tires down onto the turf. Cost him a little momentum as he slips back. 29 of Hughes on pit lane in her box. Here on lap 25. 110 to go as we put 26 on the board. Make it 109. Getting a little racy up here for the top 4 spots. Rittenauer able to stretch it just a bit, but just as soon as he does, Belfons Jr. gets a run. He'll look to the outside. He is there. He'll pull even into turn number 1. And Belfons Jr. make the outside work. Not going to happen. He'll leave the door open for Dave Matson. Matson up to the 2nd spot. But Belfons Jr. back to 3rd. Matson with a run on the 87 of Rittenauer. Closing in on the end of stage number 1. Belfons Jr. look to the inside of Matson. For the 2nd spot, he will clear him. Lap car ahead. We'll go high on the racetrack. Catcher on the back straightaway. Feel the battle for 2nd. Matson trying to clear Belfons, and they touch. Belfons Jr. will save it. That'll cost Belfons Jr. a ton of positions. Belfons Jr. falling back after a heck of a save. Matson now. He'll go to work on the back bumper of Rittenauer. One complete. Rittenauer throws the block down the back straightaway. Matson will go to the top. Pull alongside the 48. That'll give the 87. That'll get the 48. Time to close in, but don't look now. Here comes the 88 of Josh Ball. Trying to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Getting exciting up front. Dave Matson still hanging on that outside. '87 of Raymond Rittenauer still fighting off all challengers. These continue to lead from the drop of the green flag. Belfons Jr. back there trying to get around the 34 Sean Bounty. Josh Ball will drop back to the 4th spot. Top 3 now. Here comes a challenge. To the bottom goes the 48 Cherry. He'll look underneath the Dave Matson machine as Matson goes high, wide, and handsome. And turn number 2. Cherry all the way down to the apron of the Speedway. Now Belfons Jr. making a challenge, trying to get back inside that top 5. Stage 1 is complete. Raymond Rittenauer, Dave Matson, Matt Cherry, Josh Ball, George Belfons Jr., Sean Bounty, Justin White, Patrick Langley, Josh Kelly, and Brendan Kloosterhoos. Look back, something. Who wins the race off of pit road. Rittenauer, Matt Cherry, Josh Ball, Justin White, take a quick break and we'll be right back for green flag action. We get set to start stage number 2. Completion coming on lap 75 for stage number 2. Your leader, Raymond Rittenauer. 37 laps led. Pace car getting ready to duck off to the safety of pit road. Rittenauer gonna catch him sleeping. He'll jump out 4, 5, 6 car lengths over the rest of the field. '88 of Josh Ball moves into the second spot. Patrick Langley challenging the 48 of Cherry to the inside. Patrick Langley, Travelers Rest, South Carolina native, into the 4th spot. And that's 78 Ford Mustang. Rittenauer will lead by a car length and a half into turn number 3. Look at the 6 of Storm Patterson. Kelvin Mosier rides right behind him in the 10th spot. 21 of Sam Green on the outside looking into the top 10. He'll look underneath the 43 of Mosier down the back straightaway. John Garrett underneath the King Kloosterhuis. He'll put his Chevrolet into the 7th spot. Just behind the 6th place running 2 Grimes machine of Justin White. Battle for second is on 34 Sean Downey. Looks underneath the 88 of Josh Ball. He'll bring along with him the 48 of Matt Cherry. 78 of Patrick Langley underneath Josh Ball. He'll take over the 4th spot from Josh Ball. Excuse me, take over the 4th spot. Sean Bounty up to the 2nd spot. Matt Cherry right in his tire track. Get ready to put lap 46 on the board, 89 to go. Stage number 2 completed at lap 75. Patrick Langley up the racetrack just a little bit. Josh Ball will look to the inside. Now the 66 of Garrett. He'll be on the outside of Justin White machine. Langley gets bobbles just a bit. So does the 88 of Josh Ball. We'll throw the crossover move here in the trioval. Ball left the inside open. Patrick Langley goes back around the 88. Starting to heat up behind the 2 of Justin White. 66 of Garrett will try to look to the inside. Oh, that 2 machine can't quite get there. They got company behind them. Storm Patterson, Kloosterhuis, and Green. Got a traffic jam for that 7th spot. Everybody trying to get around number 3 wide into turn number 3. For a short period of time, Sam Green will draw in the back bumper, pull in behind this 66 of Garrett. Give a huge shout out to Fort Worth Screen Printing for jumping on board, being the title sponsor. The Iron Thunder Racing League Fort Worth Screen Printing Premier Series. Sam Green gonna go to work on Josh Ball as he continues his free fall. Oh, right pulls down right in front of Kaluster, who's that car is dropping like a rock. That broke the momentum of the 25 machine. Get back in with your leader. Well, there's a battle for that second spot. Give it to the 48 of Cherry. Sean Bounty will slip to the third spot. Bounty under pressure from Langley. Langley on the outside. John Garrett right on the back bumper of the 34 machine. Oh, hanging tough on the outside. John Bounty shuts the door. Langley will try to move the crossover move. Bounty down to the bottom to block. Langley back to the outside. Just enough room to squeeze that Ford Mustang behind that Toyota Camry. Six of Garrett now. Look to the inside of Langley. They touch. They both go up the racetrack. Langley trying hold that car off. He'll have heavy damage on the left side of that race car. Six. John Garrett now drops back to the 7th spot. Dave Maxson will look underneath him. Now and Cherry able to stretch out at a half a straightaway lead here on the 3rd place of Sean Bounty. Sam Green had a big run. Might have made slight contact with the rear bumper of the 34. Sam Green trying to make it work on the outside of Bounty. Oh, Brandon Kluster, who's going to move up. Oh, he slips up. Chain reaction behind him. I'll stack him up behind him. New leader, Matt Cherry, while all that was going on. Able to get around Raymond Rittenauer. See if we can go back to the replay. Of that passer lead. Sets him up on the outside and turn number 4. Uses. Oh, there was a good bit of blocking there. Cherry able to drive around the outside, take over the lead. That was how the pass for the lead was made. Now you see the distance between the top two. Now Dave Matson, 21 is Sam Green. Battle for the 4th spot. Sam Green trying to defend. Sam Green holds them off for the moment. As they run right now, Matt Cherry, your leader, Raymond Rittenauer, second, third to be Sean Bounty, fourth. Sam Green, Dave Matson, fifth. Brendan Cruiser, sixth, seventh to be John Spall. Eighth, John Garrett. Kelvin Mosier runs ninth. And your top 10 will be Jackson Allen. In the 91 machine, oh, big move by the 09 Dave Matson. He'll move to the inside. Way up the racetrack goes the 21 of Sam Green. Trying to clear him through the try over here. The 09 of Dave Matson. They'll run side by side at the line. Drag race into turn number 1. Matson on the bottom. Green on the top. Green still holds an advantage. Caution out for the 78 machine. Patrick Langley looping it around. Turn number 4. Replay here. Check out the reason for caution. Caution number 2 out on the surface. Time for lap 66 on the board. 69 laps to go. 78 car disqualified for malicious intent and bringing out the caution. Something with the 06 car. Gonna exactly what happened to the 6. Quite sure 6 is officially out of the race. We get ready to come back to the green flag with the 48 of Matt Cherry leading. Green flag is back out in the air. Good restart there for the 48 of Cherry. 87 written hour. Fall in line into the second spot. 34 Sean Bounty. He'll ride in the third spot. Here comes the 09 of Dave Matson. He'll take over that 4th spot with Sam Green ride in the 5th spot. 87 of written hour. Will block away that 34. And that'll open the door for the 09 of Dave Matson. A little wild around that 34 machine of Sean Bounty. They start to stack up behind the heat into 21 of Sam Green. Those two ride side by side. Get the 25 of Klusterhoos lurking in the shadows. 91 of Action Jackson Allen rides right behind the 25 of Klusterhoos in that 8th spot. They'll go single file for the moment. Bounty now will look underneath the 66 of Sean. Can't even talk. The 66 of John Garrett. He'll work to the inside. He'll look to bring along the 21 of Sam Green, trying to hold on to his machine. He'll have a deck lid full of Brendan Klusterhoos as he's all over the back bumper. Here comes the 91 of Action Jackson Allen. They'll be 3 wide momentarily down the back straight away. 21 of Sam Green will shut that door down on the 91 of Jackson Allen. The 88 of Josh Ball. Way up in an outside groove. He'll get a run on the 66, but nowhere to go for Josh Ball in that 88. Way at the racetrack. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Klusterhoos to meet and the sandwich. Now, Cully will throw that Wilson Farms machine down to the bottom. He'll try to follow the 2 of Justin White through. Garrett losing positions wholesale. Stage number 2 getting ready to go in the books. Justin White slips up all the way up to the wall. Here comes the 33 of Josh Cully. And while all this is going on, they're 3 wide for the second spot. 09 of Dave Matson, 34 Sean Bounty. Matson will be scored in the second spot. Sean Bounty in third. This is the white flag to end stage number 2. Rittenauer continuing to fall back. Here comes Josh Cully to the inside. They're 3 wide. Justin White on the outside. Josh Ball looking under the 87. Josh Cully with a big move. End of stage number 2. Hot and heated. Your winner, Matt Cherry. He'll win stage number 2. What about Dave Matson, Sam Green, Sean Bounty, Josh Ball, Josh Cully, Raymond Rittenauer, Justin White, Brendan Kluserhoos, and Jackson Allen. Fifth through 12th putting on a show. Matt Cherry riding around. I'll take it back from second on back. Take it back to 12th was just a conglomeration of excitement in stage number 2. Matt Cherry out on a Tuesday night cruise. Pit road getting ready to be a busy place. We'll see who leads them out of here. The field comes down. Everybody on the lead lap with the exception of the 32 of Dan Half. Stay out on the Speedway. Lane Hughes. Only a lap down car that is running at the moment. Do that. Run down as soon as they cross the line. Matt Quick going back in for service. And Half now scored your leader. Getting ready to come back to the green. Josh Ball gonna lead him down into turn number 1. Josh Cully drops in to that second spot. 48 of Matt Cherry right to the third spot. Another day Matt to now under. Oh, look at here. 33 of Josh Cully gonna take the Wilson Farms machine to the top spot. Matt Cherry looks underneath him. They both get a little sideways. But Josh Cully will come out of turn number 2, your leader, as he leads the field down the back straightaway. Now challenge for the lead, Matt Cherry. Underneath Cully. 34, Sean Bounty trying to come along with. He'll leave the door open. And he shuts it. Slams it in the face of Sean Bounty. Cully slips back to the third spot. Watch out for the 33. Could be back there saving a little bit of tire. Letting those guys go ahead. Sean Bounty now lurking in the shadows. That Cherry slips up the racetrack. That'll open that door for Sean Bounty as he moves to the inside as they dive off into turn number 3. New leader, Sean Bounty. Sam Green moves up to the third spot. Put Cully back to 4th. One of green. Moves into the second spot. Cherry. How to make contact with the back end of green. Now moving to the inside. And Green was looking to make a move on the 34. Sean Bounty. Matt Cherry challenging to the inside. Oh, that 21 of Sam Green for the second spot. Green gonna try to get down and shut the door for Josh Kelly. One laps complete. 44 remain. John Bounty, your leader. Matt Cherry, second. Third, Sam Green. Fourth will be Josh Kelly. Fifth, Dave Matson. Sam Green to the inside of Matt Cherry. They do battle outside of turn number 4. Side by side all the way through the tribal into turn number 1 here at Texas Motor Speedway. They'll exit turn number 2, door handle to door handle. Cherry, what a move. Cherry slams the door on Sam Green. Barely fits his 48 Chevrolet in front of the 21 of Sam Green. Now Dave Matson will pull alongside the 33 of Josh Kelly. His Wilson Farms CRT small engine repair Chevrolet will move himself into that 4th spot. Kelly back to 5th. We officially have 94 laps on the board. 41 to go. Now Dave Matson all over the back deck wheel of the 48. Sam Green pulls to his outside one more time. All this side-by-side racing, letting 34 Sean Downey just creep out front, pull away just a little bit. And Green will lose 1 spot. Go 9 of Dave Matson. Not going away quietly on that outside though. And that folds of honor machine for Cosmic Cross Wrench Motorsports. .38 to go. Sean Bounty leads. Matt Cherry, Sam Green, Dave Matson, Josh Kelly, the top 5. Oh, Dave Matson and Sam Green. Check the replay. Matson slides up. What a save for Sam Green, but that'll cost him wholesale positions. Front 2. About a second, almost 2-second lead over third place of Brendan Kloosterhuis. And Green back to the offensive. Going to try to work around the Cully machine on the high side. Dave Matson will get back around the 33 of color. Josh Kelly Fan Club tuning in for Taco Tuesday from 6 states. Appreciate everybody in the Josh Kelly Fan Club for tuning in each week here on the Iron Thunder Racing Network. Your one-stop place for the action of the Iron Thunder Racing League. This is the Fort Worth Screen Printing Premier Series. Nobody locked in to the Final Four yet, as Matt Cherry goes to the lead. Cherry has led 26 laps so far tonight. This time by, we'll get 30 to go. Baker's on pit road, the 12 of Paul Smith, 15. 34 Sean Bounty, 15 of Trust not on pit road. 88 of Josh Ball on the binders, coming to the service of his crew with 30 laps to go. 105 laps on the board. Whoa, 25 of Klosterhuis. Almost collected the 09 of Dave Matson coming into pit road. Your leader, Matt Cherry, on pit road. John Garrett on pit road. Brendan Klosterhuis, 27 of Manning Gregory, in for service. I'll turn the lead over to the 09 of Dave Matson. With the 43 of Kelvin Moser running second. Justin White will be third. Fourth is Josh Kelly, the Wilson Farms machine. 28 to go this time by. 107 on the board. Kelvin Moser gonna come pit side this time by. 09 of Dave Matson on the binders as well. He'll come to pit lane. That'll turn the lead over to the 33 of Cully. He continues to make his way around Texas Motor Speedway. 1.46 mile oval. Cully coming to pit side. And I'll turn it over to the 52 of Belfont Jr. He'll stay out on the speedway at 25 laps to go. George Belfont Jr., Alex Bottom, Sawyer, Alex Little, Matt Quick, all yet to come to pit road. Right now, just 5 cars, 6 cars in the lead lap. Cherry going to get his lap back the hard way. Around the 52 he goes. Here comes 34 of Sean Bounty and the 21 of Sam Green as they work underneath your leader. Alphonse Jr. gonna come pit side this time by in the Belfons Racing Ford Mustang. Would see at least Alex Bottom and Sawyer out any lap now. Bottom will stay out on the speedway. He will take over the lead in the 86 machine. Sawyer on to run second. Alex Little third. Matt Quick will be fourth. Alex Bottom going to come pit side this time by. Bottom on the binders. He's coming pit side. Make it on safely. Turns the lead over to lead commissioner. The 35 Sawyer out. Jackson Allen in the 91 machine, set to inherit the lead. "37 laps. It's Sawyer out has come pit side. Be 38 laps this time by. Two of Belfons Jr. and a 27 of Gregory. Trying to get back to the lead lap here. Of Matt Cherry back up to that fourth spot. Check in with the 48. There's a distance between he and the fifth place of Matt Cherry. Sawyer out, gonna come pit side this time by. And the lead over to the 89 of Quick. Quick will follow him in the pit lane. Cycle back around to the 48 of Cherry. Regain the lead. With 17 laps to go. $16 left for the 48 of Cherry. Can Sean Bounty run him down. Sam Green scored in the third spot. Fourth belongs to Jackson Allen. Brandon Kaluster, who's in fifth. Sixth, Dave Matson. Seventh will be Kelvin Mosier. Justin White, eighth. Ray Rittenauer, ninth. And 10th will be Josh Ball. Next Tuesday night, July the 13th. Hooker Hood Classic 20. 200. Hooker Hood Classic 200 for Martinsville Speedway will set the final four. So far, nobody has punched their way in. Coming into the night, Sean Bounty was your points leader, tied with Josh Ball. Matt Quick third, 8 points back. Dave Matson in fourth, 11 points out. Fifth was Raymond Rittenauer, 20 points out. Tressenot, sixth, 43 points out. John Garrett, seventh, points out. Bailey Curry, 51 points out in the eighth and final spot. Bailey Curry, a no-go tonight as well. Matt Cherry is led 33, make it 34 laps. Matt Quick to the outside, gonna get his lap back the hard way. Well, laps to go. 11 this time by. Look at the other now, Dave Matson, who runs fourth. Delvin Mosier back in the sixth spot. Look. 10 laps ago at the 25 of Brendan Klusterhuis holds on to the 7th spot. Check back up front with your leader. Ron Downey wanting to punch that ticket tonight. Not wait until Martinsville. We'll have 8 laps now to run down that 48 machine. Back Cherry. Seven to go for the 48 of Matt Cherry. Can he hang on? Or can the 34 Sean Bounty work his way around that 48 Chevrolet? Toyota versus Chevrolet at the front of the field. Down to 6 to go. Final 4 playoff spot on the line for Sean Bounty. Five circuits to go. Matt Quick still leads Sean Bounty, Justin White, Dave Matson, Sam Green, the top 5. 6 through 10, Kelvin Mosier, Brennan Kalusterhoos, Josh Ball, Ray Rittenauer, and Josh Cully be your top 10. On the back straightaway with 4 laps to go. Tressedant out in front of your leaders. Trying to stay on the lead lap. Will make way. Leader Matt Cherry. Stuck in behind. Two to go. Bullhorns out of the flag stand for Matt Cherry. Half-second lead over Sean Bounty. Justin White with a good run, running in that 3rd spot. Out of turn number 4 through the tribal. White flag is out. One more time through turn number 2. He'll exit 2. Down the back straightaway for one final time. He's set to spoil another direct advancement for a playoff driver out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Badass Welder 200 winner Matt Cherry in the 48 Chevrolet. Sean Bounty brings it home in the 2nd spot. Justin White going to bring it home in the 3rd spot. Celebration coming from Matt Cherry. Get him up in the booth. Here momentarily. Celebration for Matt Cherry. As he celebrates on the front straightaway here at Texas Motor Speedway, the Badass Welder 200 winner, Matt Cherry. Take a look at the number 2 Grinds Coffee Pouches. Driver to be Justin White. Get ready to bring him up into the booth here. Joining me up in the booth now, the driver of the Grinds number 2 machine. And what a night, man. A good solid finish for you, coming home in the 3rd spot. Good podium finish. And congratulations on that podium finish.
I appreciate it. Tracks get a little tough, especially with the track being so cold and the tires. It takes a few laps for the tires to get warm and get sticky in them. So I was hoping to catch these guys, but I think I turned the wick up a little bit too late.
I tell you, Cherry was on a mission, leading 46 laps. But anytime you can pull off a podium finish, especially at a place like Texas Motor Speedway, definitely got to be happy with it. And as we start getting toward the end of the season, that two machine is starting to spark off a few good runs. I know we a few weeks ago we're talking about you having a good run and um, seen you a few races up there. Maybe not getting the finishes you need, but you were definitely up in the mix there, up inside the top 10 for a good majority of those races. Hopefully, that's a good sign of things to come, and momentum will roll into season 7.
That's what I hope for. I'm hoping with me racing with these guys towards the front earns me a little bit of respect because respect on the track means a whole lot, especially with some of these guys. How close they can race each other and how hard. So I'm trying my best and getting after it every week and trying to show them I got a little bit of speed back here in this two machine.
Well, we do appreciate you taking your time out to join us and taking your time to race with us here on Tuesday night. And hopefully, man, this is a sign of things to come. And it's been an enjoyment watching you get better and better each week. And hopefully, you can keep them on the roll, man. Congratulations and good luck.
Yep, yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ronnie, that was the driver of the two of Justin White. We'll get the driver of Sean Bounty up here. Just a moment. There's a look at the downward machine. Alrighty, back in the booth with us, the driver of the 34 machine of Sean Bounty, and just couldn't quite run him down, man. And I know you wanted to punch that ticket and go ahead and get it over with and get ready for the championship, but still can't be upset. Come in tonight with the tied for the points lead. You'll have one more shot to punch your ticket into the final four, but nonetheless, still setting up to be a good run to the finish. Can't be too upset there with a solid P2.
Absolutely not. I'm just glad we made it home. There was some really fun but really tight racing amongst the leaders, and then trying to get by some lap cars that were down on tires or whatever. But it was a fun race. Just right there at the end, I'd catch him a couple tenths, 2, 3 tenths maybe, and then those cars that pitted way late, they'd catch me at the wrong time on corner entry and pass me on the inside, and I'd lose 2 tenths, and I just kept seesawing back and forth, catching them and losing them with each of those cars that kept passing me, trying to get their laps back. And by the time, we kind of got clear of everybody, I just didn't have any tires left. He's not in the chase. I've got a good solid run. I just didn't want to wear the tires out any more than I had to. And yeah, we had a really good night.
Most definitely, we come out of here with 3 cautions, 12 laps. Good night on that front, and we did see a lot of great racing in the front half of the field. Quite a bit of three wide racing. We saw a lot of people would get the good run there and
Yeah.
fake that move to the outside and get them to the inside. We saw a couple outside passes from the outside. Not too many. It seemed like that bottom lane was the place to be. But if you could catch them in the right spot on the outside, you could make that pass happen.
Yeah. If you get them in a position where the car is a little off balance right at corner entry, then, they have to slow way down to not push up the track. And yeah, tires were kind of a big deal here tonight. We knew they would be. The first stint, I was trying to run down the leader and just try to get a bonus point that way, just in case something might have happened. And every time I got up to the back of him, it just, he held them off pretty good. And when you're leading like that, it's you got a less push on the front of your car because there's nobody in front of you, so your front tires aren't wearing out as tough. And yeah, he held everybody off. I was hoping to get it, but then I started fading a little bit and realized, second stage, I backed it up quite a bit more, and really thought coming to the end of that stage I was going to be running him back down. And I really didn't need to see that caution late in the stage two because I really felt like, I had saved my tires enough and I was just going hunting again. But yeah, turned out okay. I don't know where the rest of the field went, that last stage of the race. I know, with the different pit strategies, trying to figure out when to pit, is the caution going to come out? Some guys desperately waiting as long as they could, but if the caution doesn't come out, then they're way behind on time. So yeah, it just came out to Cherry and I there at the end and just had a solid run.
Alrighty, man. We do appreciate you taking your time out to race with us every week, and we look forward to seeing you take Big Mo and head on into Martinsville. And definitely, if can't punch that ticket, you're sitting in a good spot for the championship four. So congratulations on a good run tonight, and we're excited to see where it's gonna go at Martinsville.
Yeah, I love Martinsville, but it's almost as if not bigger wild card than some of the plate tracks. The way that the draft package has been set up for the plate tracks, you're kind of good with not having big pack racing and big wrecks. Martinsville, you still got big wrecks to watch out for. Um, yeah, at Talladega, I thought to myself with like four to go, if I was in the position, I want to make sure that Sawyer got that win. I had my teammate right in front of me, but with Martinsville being a wild card, Ball didn't know that I was going to go with Sawyer no matter what. I wanted I wanted to make sure those four spots were still available.
And that's definitely,
Trying to get for the points.
definitely a big part of making it to that Final Four all year is playing a strategy and thinking ahead. And uh, definitely see you doing that, man. And going to be exciting when we get to Martinsville. I know some of the guys behind you are going to be chomping at the bits to kind of steal one away, and we'll definitely be excited to watch. And next two races are going to be a ball, man. Good luck, and hopefully we can be talking to you next week.
Thank you very much, and good win there to Cherry. That was a fun battle.
Have a good one, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we'll bring up the 48 of Matt Cherry. Let him simmer down there long enough, the driver of the 48 machine, and led 46 laps, man. That 48 was hot and heavy tonight, and seems like when we come to Texas, Cherry likes to show out.
Oh yeah, I love this place, man. Turn one over there, you kind of got to drive it like a short track, 3 and 4. You just got to crack the throttle a little bit on some old tires and let her eat.
Yeah, we saw a lot of, we talked to Sean and talked about tires being an issue and coming into play, and also Justin White talked about how the tires did so much differently on a cool track under the lights. Saw a lot of big runs and a lot of good racing in the top half of the field all night long. Let the leaders jump out a little bit a couple of times, but the excitement was definitely there, and Texas Motor Speedway proved to be great once again here on the schedule for the Iron Thunder Racing Network.
Oh yeah, man. It just tires. I mean, I didn't really have no problem out of them. I mean, as soon as it got dark, this thing was on rails. I mean, I could pretty much put it everywhere but the top of the track, and I mean, it was fast.
The good time to start ticking off is, we start getting to, get ready to close the season. We always talk about, momentum, and we see it every year. Some of the guys that are not in the playoffs start clicking toward the end, and they take that momentum and roll off into the next season and get it started the good way. And I tell you what, man, looking forward to finishing out this year. I know these next two races are gonna be a barn burner, especially with nobody going in to the final round of 8 with nobody locked in. Some hungry guys back there going to be chomping at the bits, and might be able to non-chase driver to sneak away with another win.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got out there and I raced these playoff guys. I wasn't trying to be too rough on them because I didn't want to I didn't want to wreck nobody, but I'm not in the playoffs anymore because we missed Atlanta. I was on vacation that week and couldn't make it. So I mean, it is what it is. We'll come back next season and hopefully we can get it done. But yeah, every time I get knocked out of the playoffs, I'm always doing good.
Well, man, I tell you, it is a pleasure to watch you run every week and continue to get better and better each week. And we do appreciate you taking your time out to race with us on Tuesday night and through our other leagues as well, or other series as well. And I look forward to next week. And I'll tell you what, man, keep momentum rolling, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Oh yeah, man, this is my home for league racing right here. I've been here since day one, and Sawyer, he does a good job putting this together every week. And, I like it. But yeah, I'll give a big shout out to Ryan for painting my car up for me. It looks good out here under the lights tonight.
Definitely so, man. I tell you, I was bragging on the scheme earlier, and it definitely looks good from Victory Lane. Congratulations once again on the Badass Welders 200, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, I appreciate it, Chris. See you later.
Have a good one, man. Alrighty, your winner of the Badass Welder 200, Matt Cherry. Congratulations to him, Sean Bounty, and Justin White for their podium finishes. Kelvin Mosier brings home fourth, Dave Matson fifth. Klosterhoos in the sixth spot. Seventh, Balls to Sam Green. 8, Josh Ball. Ninth will be Josh Kelly, and Raymond Rittenhour round out your top 10. Be sure to join us next Tuesday night as we roll off into Martinsville Speedway for the Hooker Hood 200. The Hooker Hood Classic 200 from Martinsville Speedway. We'll turn on the lights. We'll run 200 laps for 105 miles. That'll be the final chance for these playoff drivers to punch their ticket into the Final Four that'll come Tuesday, July 20th from Phoenix Raceway. There'll be the Iron Thunder Racing League Fort Worth Screen Printing Premier Championship 200. 150 laps, 150 miles. Once again, Tuesday, July 20th, will crown a champion of Season 6 of the Iron Thunder Racing League Fort Worth Screen Printing Premier Series, the Premier Series of the Iron Thunder Racing League. Appreciate everybody for taking their time to tune in tonight. Big shout out and thank you to the Josh Kelly Fan Club for their continued support of Josh and the Iron Thunder Racing League, as well as the Iron Thunder Racing Network. Tuning in each and every Tuesday night. Let your friends know next Tuesday going to be a barn burner for the Hooker Hood Classic 200 from Martinsville Speedway. I'm Jonathan Grissom from Texas Motor Speedway. Y'all keep showing up. We'll keep showing out. Good night, everybody.